Hey, good morning. I'm just putting this up and you know, whoever sees it afterwards, cool. It's early in the morning here. I'm having my coffee, as you can see, just rolled out of bed. I'm about to save somebody's life. This ain't for you professionals. This is not for you experts. If you're an expert, this is not for you. This is not for you. If you're an amateur bass player having struggling with your ears and you are finding yourself on forums and things like that, and forums have their place, forums are good. But there's danger, Will Robinson, danger in trying to get too much off of some of these dang on forums. Okay? Now, I want to show you something, and I don't want to embarrass this person, but when you put something on the internet in a public forum, I don't think that, you know what? This is a private forum, so I'm looking at the rules right now, so I can't really share. I can't share it. But what this person, you know what? How do I do this? Let me see if I can, hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can share a portion of the screen because no, I can't do it. Ethically, I can't do it. Okay. What this person has posted is two measures of a screenshot that they took on their phone of a book, right? And it says, okay, people of sheet music, what do I do with these little dudes? They're talking about grace notes, okay? They're showing grace notes. How are these supposed to be played? They don't look like regular hammer-ons. Okay, so here's the thing. If you buy a songbook, a book of transcriptions, the first one I'm thinking about right now is the Purple Rain piano book. It was a marketing thing, merchandise, right? Stuff in there ain't right. A lot of times you'll have these books that are like transcribed by somebody. Sometimes they're by somebody that don't even play the instrument or whatever, and they're just selling a product, right? It's not necessarily going to help you. This is also the problem with learning music from a page first, okay? That's a problem. I commented and I said, there are 19 comments on this right now. I said they're grace notes. That's exactly what they are. They're grace notes. How you approach them really depends. It all depends. And I'm going to tell you, I read sheet music. I'm not just talking about chord charts. I read standard notation, right? What's on that page is easily vetoed by whoever is in charge. What's on the page isn't law, unless it's Bernstein. And listen, it depends. There's so many things in life, politics included, that are like, it depends. It depends. Not like depends, but it depends. Okay, Chevy Dodd, what's happening? So, she then posts, they're all, damn. Man, I want to share this with y'all. I might get in trouble. And I want to apologize, but I do want to apologize, but I do want to show you. I hope I don't get kicked out of this group. But listen, this was the original thing, right? Just showing these they're grace notes. I don't know why they're showing them as hammer-ons. You could see that, how you approach them depends, right? But now what happens on the internet is we get into these think pieces, right? So I asked her what what the music was. And in this book, there are all this nomenclature and stuff, right? So I asked what it was. It's NIB. I'm not into Black Sabbath, although the first kind of song I ever played was Iron Man. It's NIB. I'm going to tell you right now, here's where I'm going to save your life. I'm going to save your life right now. I had to Google what NIB was. I've never, ever, ever, ever heard it in my life. Well, I heard it just a few minutes ago to load into SongMaster Pro. Okay? This video is going to be demonetized because I'm going to play copyrighted music. Let me have some more coffee. However, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. You can super chat, super thanks, get your trial of Groove School, or what you can really do, which is going to help you and help me at the same time, is get SongMaster Pro using my link, okay? Because here I go to save your life. Let's get into it. I have never tried to learn this song before. It's not my bag at all. But what I'm going to do, I know Black Sabbath, right? What I'm going to do, I've loaded this into SongMaster Pro, and I'm going to listen to the first 8 measures. My guess is that's what people want to get into, okay? I'm going to listen first. What I hear there, number one, experience has taught me that is an E minor pentatonic. It's E minor pentatonic, number one, and it's probably someone who is inebriated. Come on, man. We're talking about Black Sabbath in what, the 70s? Who's the bass player for, was it Geezer Butler? Black Sabbath. I'm telling you, I don't know. Bass player. I want to say Geezer Butler. Geezer Butler. There was a Bob Daisley and a Neil Murray. Who played on NIB? Geezer Butler. Okay. So what I am hearing is E minor pentatonic. This is not, and it's improvised. It's very clearly improvised. It's very, very clearly improvised. So another thing that I should mention is that the 2 bars of music that she posted on the bass forum, I don't know what part of the song that is, right? So here's where I'm talking about saving your life. She gonna spend more time in that god doggone forum than using her ears. She gonna waste more time in the forum with the blind leading the blind. I saw one comment and I was like, God damn, you gonna be here all day trying to figure that out when you can be playing this shit, right? We do not learn language. Let me have some more coffee. I'm just waking up. The best part of waking up. I'm just saying. So now this is what I would do. That's a 1 measure phrase. Boom, 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 bop, bop. That's a lick. That's gonna come up. That shit's gonna come up over and over and over and over again. It's some blues lick that he probably stole from somebody else. You dig? So, I know you don't want to see my face. So, I'm just waking up. So, there's that 1 measure, right? Oh, I played something. All I'm doing right now is experimenting with different ways to play it. Nothing heavy. I'll move that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Type of 1. If you're watching right now, I need you to type, because that is game right there. This is the learning process. The ultimate goal is to be able to play music, so there's a bit of vocabulary. Was I playing NIB just now? Was I playing Black Sabbath just now? No. Let us proceed with the learning of this thing. So there's the first phrase. That's where this right here, that sounds like that. You ever hear a guitar player trying to play bass and they're a little high? That's what that is. No more orange shirt money. I don't know what that means. Orange shirt money. Huh? So everything is in that same house. Orange juice threw me for a loop right there. We're all in this E minor pentatonic box. I'm doing that because my guess. Oh, excuse me. I was wearing an orange shirt. I don't normally wear colors, but I go big or go home is what that was. My guess is that when I think about, you might even call this cultural context, when I think about the time, when I think about Geezer Butler and his cigarette in his mouth, he might be inebriated because what rock and rollers weren't back in them days. My guess is that he went to bend that note. That's what my guess is. That's my guess. That's what my guess is. So let's continue. Or he could have done that. my goal here is not to learn this song. I don't care about this song. But here's my point, though. Here's my point, as I have not even gone to the gym yet. And I will. Boy, y'all should see me when I had that pre-workout in me. I ain't even got the pre-workout in there yet. But here's the thing. Here's the thing is that the person that posted this in the forum, that's not Phrygian. But that's not Phrygian. That's not Phrygian at all. It's E minor pentatonic, which is probably in the key of G major. Let's test that theory. 9 out of 10 times when you guys hear something that's in E minor, the relative major is going to be G major, right? Phrygian mode, the third mode of a major scale, is not typically used. Typically is the wrong word. It's going to be used less often than Dorian and Aeolian, and the Aeolian being the natural minor. So let's get to like the meat of the groove here. And I could be wrong. I don't know this song. That right there gives it away. That gives it away right there. If I played the G major scale, oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. I got a rip in these pants, and I might have flashed you. I didn't mean to. Peep this. Watch this. Let me mute some things. Oh, I don't have it set. What was that lick? Oh, hang on a second. Michael's bass camp so let me tell you, Michael's bass camp says rockers love Phrygian. I may need to take back the things that I said to him. This note does not exist in the key of E of G major. So Michael's bass camp is about to be right. He about to be right. Because this note, I'm beating the shit out of that note for a reason. Genre specific. Michael's bass camp, I'm about to owe you an apology. Let me look in your face when I say it. I'm about to owe you an apology because you about to be right. Man, I tell y'all, like, for real. And there's a certain guy, I'm going to say something, I'm going to fool around, I'm going to get in trouble because I'm going to say something because he's a legend. But I saw him comment on somebody else's, like, ad, and I was like, that's some, you look in the dictionary under some, that's what that is. You don't need to do that. What I'm doing is a way. It ain't the way, but it's a way for sure. Anyway, let's get back to Michael's bass camp because he about to be right. The introduction of this note, this is what I need. I need right now. This is bullshit. It's first thing in the morning for me. I got 8 likes and 26 people watching. I'm about to save a bunch of y'all from getting lessons or doing anything or buying anything. Get them likes up, man. Get those likes up. I need the likes to go up exponentially. Exponentially. I'm not saying shit else. There's 28 people, 28 sets of eyes, and 8 likes. I need 20 more likes at least. And when I look at the subscriber count, I need more subscribers. Come on, y'all. Come on, this is free game. This is free game. Now, it wouldn't be E Phrygian, because that note is not in the, because E Phrygian would be the third, it would be, see, a bunch of people got mad and they left. They left, right? Got mad that I was asking for likes. I'm about to change my game here, man. There's a lot of free content online, but this still costs me time. So if people come on here and you watching, you can hit the like button. That doesn't cost you anything. Good morning, Jade. 6 Cent Soldiers. Yes, that is a flat 5. You are absolutely correct. That is a flat 5. So when Michael's Bass Camp was saying Phrygian and I started talking about that, here's the thing. I still got 28 people and only 13 likes. So if you came into the room, get into the like thing, right? Like for the algorithm. So Pete, I'm going to think about E minor. Somebody type in the chat. I've taught this before. A minor chord could be what? A minor chord can function 3 different ways in a major scale. I'm not going on until I get somebody in the chat to say what those functions are. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the man, the myth. Dude, I gotta let you know, I did something really foolish the other day. I ordered a shirt off of Amazon, just like on a whim, right? Boy, if that thing didn't come off like a Gordon Gartrell, and I started to call you. Listen, y'all, come on now. E minor. A minor chord can function as, I'm waiting to, come on class, I'm waiting on you. A minor chord can function as a what? Are you on the tarmac? I just got your text. Close. The 3rd, the 6th, and the 2. So, well, yes, 3, 6, 2, 3, and 6, Malcolm. 7 is gonna be diminished. So, if I'm playing, E minor could be the 3 of C major. There's C major, right? So here would be E Phrygian. What makes it Phrygian? That flat 2. Or E minor could be the 2 of D major. Here's D major. Here's the 2. There's E minor acting as 2. Or it could act as 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we could just be thinking about this, that note as Safe travels, Malcolm. We could think about that flat 5 is just being a part of that blues scale. Anyway, goofy. So here's my point. Yeah, I think it's just a blue note. It's just a blue note. But here's the thing. Here's my entire point. This song is built off E minor. Game, I should charge money for this. It's E minor. And I know that if it's a song that's built on a minor riff, it's probably going to be the 6, which in this case would be G major. So all you funk lovers, learn your goddamn G major scale. Learn your E minor scale. Learn your G major pentatonic. Learn your E minor pentatonic. Right? If it's the 2, it's going to be D major. E minor would be Dorian, right? So then, make sure you know your D major scale. Make sure you know. Look, man, all that other shit is you got. It's better to know than not know. But if you spend more time on a forum, first of all, you're looking at a book. And then that book that has been transcribed that may or may not be right. I might start talking about the Bible, y'all. God help me. It may or may not be right. Okay? So then if you don't read and you waste time trying to learn some shit that you can't read, that you don't know is right or wrong anyway, and then instead of paying for it, and I get it, man, everybody ain't able to pay for a teacher or whatever. Instead of, you go to the forum and then you'll spend all day on a forum when you could have spent that time learning how to use your ears. God damn it, that's what Groove School is all about. Learning how to use these ears. I just woke up. I'm just getting the blood flowing. This is early morning. You know, my ex-wife, man, I'm not saying nothing bad about her, but sometimes I wake up in the morning and I was real quiet, and then sometimes in the morning I'd get up and it'd be like all the stuff that I had thought about in the night. I just get up and it'd come. Chevy Dodd asked a great question. So anyway, a song like a tool like SongMaster Pro, you need to write this down right now. I'm going to leave this on the screen. There's 38 sets of eyes here and I got 16 likes. I'm taking this video down. Because that's crazy. I got 16 likes for 38 people? Come on, son. We need to work that shit out. Listen. I don't do tab at all. Y'all need to write that link down. SongMaster Pro. It's not a subscription either. It's a one-time purchase. Stop playing. Quit playing. I'm putting it in the chat. My whole point now that I'm on this live stream, right? I'm doing this live stream and there are 19 comments there. And the comments are like nonsensical, a lot of them. Chevy Dodd asked a question, and I want to get to this question. Do you learn the correct bass lines like this for gigs, or do you play something inspired by the? That is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic questions. There are two ways I look at that. And there are two ways that most of the musicians that I have ever worked with look at this. Let's say I'm playing around town. I'm doing a gig tomorrow night from 4:30 to 8:30. I don't know what they playing. I don't know what's going to be played. Ain't nobody playing none of that stuff note for note. Nobody. Nobody's playing that note for note. You have the architecture of the line. You have the spirit and the essence of that line. I'm not saying to go in there and play bullshit. That's not what I'm saying. You have to have what the line is, you know. That is skin tight, period. Period. Yeah, everybody recognizes that as Brick House, right? I'm gonna play y'all. So less work, skin tight, Brick House. When people are soloing and shit, I'll put all that in there within reason, because it's language, just like that song there. When you look at tab, you lose the ability to. It's not growing your ears. It's not growing your ears. And besides, Chevy Dot, I'm still going to answer your question. Learning tab is, in my opinion, is akin to learning hieroglyphics. Why would you do that? When are you ever going to communicate in hieroglyphics? Never. Not ever. You're never going to apply for a job using hieroglyphics or any of that. So why learn that language? But when I was playing with Jody Watley, and a lot of her show was when I played with Jody Watley, when I played with John B. It's funny, they both use tracks. So you're playing, not only are you playing the song, right? And I can't remember any of her tunes at the moment. But when we played like the second time around and shit like that, it was play the bass line. Play the bass line as the bass line goes. Do not pass go. Play the bass line. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Play the bass line. That's what that was. When I played with Zigaboo, okay, focus, Ted. The point there is that I would play. Yes, there are, Sissy Strut is Sissy Strut. That's the line. But picking up vocabulary and everything that, there's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm talking the same way that I'm talking to you right now. I'm not saying any words that I haven't said before. Every word that I ever use on, in a conversation in a day is a word that I've used before. Very rarely think about your life and things that you say. It's very rare that you use a word that you haven't used before. Now, when I moved to Thailand, I had some words. I had enough words to say, please and thank you. Please don't arrest me. And I only really like girls. I'm kidding. I'm trying to be funny. Don't nobody cancel me. That shit was funny. That was funny. It was funny. It was funny. It was funny to me. I go from 50 to 7th grade like that. So if you know me in real life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. I guess the essence of what I'm saying is stay off them doggone forums. Or when you're on those forums, get what you got to get and get up out of there. You understand? Get what you... Hold, please. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to show y'all something. Hang on a second. All right. Okay. So I just went and grabbed a bunch of stuff from my life. Okay. This book. I've had this book since the 80s, right? This is the book I was telling you about earlier. No, I think I have another version of this. So this book, and a buddy of mine was playing, and I was like, you ought to know better. But this is not, that bass guitar is a modern vintage bass. You can get $200 off if you buy one directly from Elric and use my code. I'm going to leave that on the screen for a minute. While I speak, this is the exact bass that I was playing just a second ago. The Elric Modern Vintage. If you buy it directly from Elric and use my code, you can get $200 off. Okay, so listen. So this book, some college student or something like transcribed this. This shit ain't right. Prince himself would probably look at this and be like, those are the chords, but that's kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? So you got to be realistic about that. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to have a good workout today because I have lots of energy today. D. Scroggins, what's up? Now, this is a good book. This is a good book, very heady book. This is not a... Oh, they have lefties. I am also a lefty, believe it or not. I am definitely a lefty, but I play righty. Too much of a book for most. That's a book that's on your shelf that you look at for life. Here's one of the books I used to use way back in the days. But this is a rock, jazz and rock bass method by Vincent Birdie. I feel like I want to look at this again. But there is nothing, it's interesting. First of all, there's nothing new under the sun. I haven't cracked this book open in years. I haven't cracked this book open. But there's nothing new under the sun. There's a concept that I've heard people say before, and they'll say it like they invented it, and I'm like, no, it's right here. And this book came out in like the 80s or some shit. Chevy Dodd, I knew I liked you. I knew there was something about connection between us. Listen, there are few things that are musically gratifying out of this book. And that's why people don't finish books, right? Because if you buy a book like this, you have to understand that the goal of this book is really not to get you to play music necessarily. They are etudes for you to get your technique and shit together, right? And I'm looking in here now, man, and there's kind of some cool stuff in here. I'm gonna throw that to the side. And now this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna look crazy. But you see this book, these Essential Elements books, this is just one when I was teaching band. But if you can find, like if you want to get your reading thing together, find simple shit. Tuba parts, trombone parts. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you what used to do it for me. Back in the days. Bass Player Magazine. These joints right here used to go hard. They used to have good stuff in here. And, you know, what happened to that magazine is sad. It changed. And y'all know what I'm talking. It's changed over the years, but there was always a good lesson section in there. I wrote an article in this. I wrote like a review or something in here. Anyway, I hope that y'all got what I'm talking about. Did I ever tell y'all that I feel like I was about this close to being the bass player for Evanescence? I'm going to close out with story time. I like to say that I was close to being the bass player for Evanescence, but that's just my ego talking. So here's the thing. There was one year, the year that Evanescence popped, when they popped with when they broke out with that, I don't know what had happened with the bass player, but the bass player was gone, okay? And they were playing with tracks. And so this year was also the same year that Maroon 5 broke. I think they really popped that same year as well. And I could tell you both bands won Grammys that year. They weren't really popping like that because I had to take, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know what the deal was, but I had to take Jimmy V, the guitar player from Maroon 5, I had to take this dude to Kinko's. I didn't have to take him to Kinko's, but he wanted a ride to Kinko's for something. Kinko's, do y'all remember Kinko's, the copy place? That's where we went. But I was driving a 1994 Nissan Sentra. And something was wrong with this car door, with the passenger side car door. And I'm trying to remember. I remember my ex-wife got pissed off at me one time and she wanted to get out the car, but she couldn't get out the car, so she had to climb out the window. But anyway, that's another story. But Jimmy V also had to climb out of this window. And then I saw them on the Grammys that year, and I was like, damn, I just brought that motherfucker to Kinko's and he had to jump out my car window. Damn, that's wild. Anyway, I wound up playing 2 shows with Maroon 5 that year. One was at this place called the Riffs, but I can't remember. It was in Palo Alto. I played with a singer named Amma. Maroon 5 and Evanescence were on the same thing. Here's the Evanescence part. So Amy Lee, I'm going to say Amy Lee was kind of giving me the eye a little bit. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to say that. And she could watch the video. I'm going to say that she was kind of checking me out a little bit. Anyway, I'm teasing. So we're backstage. And there's the little the backstage scene. You got your little fruit cups and your water and shit, and and we're talking. She's not a big celebrity at the time. They got a song on the radio, but it's not, and I start talking to her about the bass player. And she wouldn't tell me what happened to the bass player. And I'm just, and she was, what I'm saying? She was kind of cute. So we're talking, and I'm like, hey, you need a bass player, holla at me. And the manager walked up, and the manager, I tell you, the manager, the look on his face said everything to me. It said, you're too old, and you're the wrong shade, son. This is a what? Gothic band. Not a racial thing. Branding, whatever. And besides, I just like to say I was almost for Evanescence, but it's not true. But that whole thing happened. And then we played an outdoor gig a few months later. I want to say 2 or 3 months later. Again with Maroon 5, opening for Maroon 5, and I don't know. I can't remember what Maroon 5's what was the first hit that they had? What was their Songs About Jane was the album? Was that the album? This love? No, it's not This Love. I'm just telling you right now that when that boy had to jump out the car, bruh, when he jumped out the car window, every time I see Jimmy V, I think about that. I'm like, wow, how embarrassing. But y'all remember Kinko's. Anyway, my point, it's getting harder and harder to breathe. Oh, man, that song was hard as hell. When they go outside and find somebody to love. You know who else was popping around that time? Gavin DeGraw. Gavin DeGraw's Chariot album was fire. I used to play with this cat named Chris Marceau. We would cover both Harder to Breathe and I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. I have tangented. It's 9:24 now here, and I need to really get the pre-workout in so I can get my behind in the gym. Listen, I was so eager to get on with y'all today that I just grabbed a pair of sweats and put them on. This should not be the pair of sweats that I wear to the gym. I'm gonna just keep it 100. These bad boys is kind of ripe. They might be able to stand up on their own. I'm giving y'all too much today. Giving y'all too much today. Listen, for those of you who have stuck around, I appreciate you. Hit that like button, man. If you just walked in the room, hit that like button. Watch the replay. If you're just coming in on this point, watch the replay, because there's nothing but game. There's nothing but game in this. Ask yourself, what kind of music do I want to play? Who do I want to play it with? And study that. The other shit will be there. It's not that it's not important, but don't waste a whole bunch of time. Use your ears. We be looking for shortcuts, man. We be looking for shortcuts, bro. And the shortcut is doing the shit that you don't want to do. Let me show you something else real quick since I'm in a good mood. I damn near got fired behind this shit. Watch this. Let me show y'all something. Let me give you a bonus real quick. I want to see me in a band with Bernard Purdy too. While we talking about it. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. when it gets cold outside and you got somebody to love. Whoa, whoa. This guy was asking, damn, this ain't the bass I want to play. Hold on. Whoa, whoa. And when they get cold outside and you find somebody to love. Whoa, whoa. It's a catchy tune, huh? Watch this. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Now I'm not Jade. Feel me though, right? Jade. I'm about to make Jade a moderator up in here. Watch. Jade gonna be kicking people out and shit. Hey, did you pay your like fee? Watch this. We spent all day looking for tab and shit like that. But if you say, I like Marcus Miller, and I want to play like Marcus Miller, you sit down and you start experimenting, being curious. What did I do? I did a pluck and a thump on G. That G minor pentatonic. Ooh, I just played the minor third. I played the minor third to the perfect fourth. You know what else that sound like? If that don't deserve a like, I don't know what is. I don't know what does. When I was teaching school, we used to do like this. When the little kids, when the light bulb go off and they make a connection, all the kids would do like this. When they made a connection, they would go like that. You see the connection? I turn that into a thing. Minor pentatonic shit. Well, how can you? Because it's language. We don't learn language out of a book. I just did a reaction video to a Marcus Miller clinic that I found. But I don't want to do it here. I don't want to show it to you here. I want to release that video officially. But we build vocabulary. You can... Here's the thing. When you hear me speak, do I sound like a person who primarily listens to gangster rap music? I have, and I do, but does that come out in my speech? When I speak, do you get some hints about what my background might be, what my upbringing might be? Now, I'm not being insulting to anyone. When I play music, when I play bass, you can hear Print, you can hear Minneapolis, you can hear New Orleans, you can hear Detroit, you can hear Cincinnati, right? Do you hear a lot of bebop lines in my playing? Nope. Nope. And it's not because I don't like that. It's because that's not what I grew up listening to and studying. I grew up with that shit, right? That's what I grew up. Hey there, sugar darling. That kind of shit. You dig? So you hear that. You hear that in my playing. And that's why that's why I say to people, right off the bat, man, right off the bat, what kind of music do you play? Who do you want to play it with? Ed Savage says, do you ever, I'm taking this down. I'm taking this down. I'm not answering any more questions. I love y'all, but I'm not answering any more questions. I've had at least 45 people come in here, and I only got 28 likes. I love y'all, but I ain't answering no more questions. I done gave away too much for free today. I love the shit out y'all. I'm telling you. That's another problem that we got. That's another problem that we have in this world, and it's all of us. It's me too. It's me too. I feel guilty about it too sometimes. Is we have too much access to free information. I'm not afraid to use my voice when I play or when I'm learning songs. And I've broken past the need to try to relearn where shit is on the bass every time I pick it up. That's keeping it 100. I know too many people who are like, I still don't know the notes on the names of the notes on my bass, because you don't want to know them. You don't want to know them. The end. You don't want to know. You don't know them? You don't want to know them. When I was teaching middle school, and listen, I was the type of teacher, man. Either parents loved me or they didn't like me. I seen a parent day before yesterday, I saw a parent. I didn't know if she wanted to slap me or eat me. And we were in not a copy mat. Well, this is the place I was dropping some off. And the lady was like, she was looking at me. And I was like, looking at her. I wasn't looking at her like that. And I was like, damn, I feel like I know this lady from somewhere. And she was like, you used to be in the night ward, huh? Oh, how you doing, Miss? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, I would tell my students, man, hey, listen, I don't care about your grades. I care that you learn. I care that you problem solve. I care that you get from point A to point B. That's what I care about. That you get from point A to point B. You got the world you have the world at your fingertips. So I don't coddle kids. I say, no, you got the world at your fingertips. Is there something you don't know? It's because you don't want to know it. Because you know all that bullshit. You know them little TikTok dances and shit, now don't you? Huh? What about some other stuff? What are you really deeply curious about? I can help you get there. I can try to guide you. But if I crack open the door for you, it's still a lot of stuff out there. I don't know everything. I can just guide you. I can just open the door and guide you into the door. You got to walk in the door. You got to do all the things. But then, I'm not just talking about bass guitar here. I'm talking about everything. I don't have any delusions of grandeur. I'm not saving the world with bass playing. World got problems. I'm just a bass player. You know what I mean? I take what I do seriously, and I think that for people to enjoy an instrument is not out of reach. It is not out of reach at all. You know what I mean? But we're on information overload is what it is. You, me, everybody, information overload. I'll give you another example. And for me, my personal life, this is the first season of my life where I have taken YouTube seriously. I've had a YouTube channel for years. I've been on YouTube since YouTube was YouTube. I've been on YouTube since YouTube came out. Right? And then I had a season 2020, I was going live like damn every day I was going live. Shit, everybody was home, right? But I still had a full-time job. I was still teaching, right? I wasn't gigging anymore. Understand, in that time, I had a sick mother. I was going through a divorce. I was working full-time as a teacher, and I was gigging 4 nights a week. And I was putting out YouTube videos. I wasn't sleeping very much. Now, I had a teaching job. Then I left my teaching job. I went to corporate. I did corporate for like 2 years, and I was like, ooh, no, I'm good on this. Then I moved out of the country. Then I came back, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of in a position where I could just kind of chill for a little while. I want to go hard on YouTube. So I just want to be consistent on YouTube. Thank you for the super chat. I want to be consistent on YouTube, right? So that means that every single week a video comes out, a live stream happens. My man Excellent is in here right now. He could tell you when I first came back, man, the everything, like the cameras wasn't crispy. Man, we got scenes now, all this, things are different now, right? But it was very discouraging. And what is easy to happen is you could watch YouTube videos about making YouTube videos, and you get so caught up in watching YouTube videos about making YouTube videos that you just stop making YouTube videos. Or you making the YouTube videos too hard. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with playing bass. Yes, Groove School is my thing that I'm building. I don't want to do Patreon, right? Because Patreon, they're taking a cut, right? So I built Groove School so that I could, man, look, I can't look at, man, there's so many dope people in this space, but I can't look at them and be like, damn, I can't do it like them. No, I got to do me. I got to do it my way. And I want you to get value out of it, right? I want you to get value out of it, right? But I also don't want you to be spending all your time on the internet. If you want to play the bass, play the bass. You can just be my godson. My godson, he's a football player, handsome devil too. He just picked up. I just gave him a bass. His name is PJ, and I gave him a PJ bass. But I gave him a bass, man. That dude be texting me, hey man, so if it's A sharp, is that like B flat? He's curious. I taught him, Tennessee Whiskey. Man, just play the song, bro. We ain't have all this back in the day. We got too many distractions. All right, man. Now I'm avoiding going to the gym. I need to go to the gym. I love y'all. I've had so much fun today. I want to read the... Chevy died. You got to get that cough checked out. Yeah, I do. All right, my friends. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. If you are just joining right now, watch the replay. So much game. I'm going to just say it. I don't usually say it. So much game in this live stream today. Peace. 2 fingers. Change these sweats.